It's about time I give you all another wishlist update, don't you think? And it has been super hot and humid where I live for the past few weeks, so let's start by cooling off with Naiad. It's a mesmerizing game about swimming through a colorful river, interacting with nature, and just going with the flow, which is honestly something that more people need to learn how to do. Take in the sights and just float on by. Esov is another one that's all about the journey. Wander through a forgotten land that's been separated from the rest of the world by a giant wall. There is a demo that is quite old at this point, but the developer has been posting about some pretty major updates to come, like a dialogue system, platforming and puzzles, and a slightly dark and twisted story. Speaking of dark and twisted, here's some classic survival horror set in the backrooms of an old dictatorship. Unravel an ancient mystery, escape an ominous presence, and scavenge for supplies in subversive memories. I'm getting huge Signalis vibes here with all the puzzles and decaying technology. This one is mega up my alley. As is Nirvana, a narrative cyberpunk bartending game. This is a follow-up to Valhalla, which I have yet to play, and this time around you'll be serving up drinks on an artificial island in the Caribbean, which is currently facing an economic boom. So take advantage of that and decide what drink to serve to each customer. Who knows, it could be so good that it changes their life forever. Threshold is a short atmospheric game about clocking in and doing your job, whatever that is. Something about saving the world, I think. Just go play the demo and you'll see what I mean by how weird and unsettling, yet also how beautiful it is. Fans of pointing and clicking are gonna like this one. The Abandoned Planet is a wonderfully animated sci-fi adventure about the mysterious planet our protagonist finds herself on, located at the end of a wormhole. Puzzles, gadgets, ancient secrets, what more do you need? Oh, you need another Little Nightmares game? I got you. Explore the haunting lands of nowhere, alone or with a friend, and try not to get too scared, alright? Little Nightmares 3 is coming out next year, and I absolutely love the tone of these games. The music, the enemies, perfectly creepy. Dice, cards, and guns? Diceomancer is a roguelike deck-building game with all of these things and more. You tried your best to live a peaceful life, but scratch that and bring on the adventure. I like the first-person perspective here, and I really like the animation style. 8 frames per second with hand-painted backgrounds. Plus, there's a free demo on Steam. And Sleight of Hand is another card-based game, although we haven't actually gotten a look at any gameplay yet. This one is a third-person stealth game where you gather cards and use their magic powers to infiltrate your old witch coven. Use them to scout ahead, teleport, set up traps, and blind your enemies in a rain-slicked city of taboo. Guinea Pig Parkour is probably the squishiest, bounciest game I've ever seen. It's a hand-drawn comedy parkour platformer. Run, jump, flip, vault, and climb through 90s-inspired cartoon worlds that look like a welcoming pastel fever dream. And another game that doesn't quite feel real. Can't quite put my finger on why that is. Oh, maybe it's the fact that everything in it is complete nightmare fuel. Juice is a reverse horror game, if that's a term we're using now, where you play as a ravenous monster hunting for juice. Conveniently, humans are filled with juice, and you happen to be very thirsty. Trova Forsaken Kin is an action RPG based around Celtic mythology in a society where ancient restless spirits and divided factions battle for dominance. Uncover forgotten abilities and unravel the secrets of a past shrouded in mystery. Dun Jungle is, first of all, a super clever name, and it is, as you probably guessed, all about exploring an ever-changing jungle dungeon as a pretty cute little ape. A corrupt power is sweeping its way through the area, destroying everything in its path, and it's the monkey's job to stop it. Although I personally don't get the appeal, the whole van life movement has been so popular all over the internet that it's about time we got to experience it in video game form. In Outbound, you can build your own home on wheels and live sustainably off-grid, driving around wherever the wind takes you and taking in the sights. Maybe I can see the appeal after all. And I definitely see the appeal of the explosive platformer Anton Blast, which is coming out on November 12th. Satan has stolen your spirits, the little devil, and so you decide to go on a rampage through the city with your trusty hammer. Very Pizza Tower with a bit more dynamite. And finally, a game I think we can all relate to, Exhausted Man, an absurd sitcom depicting an exhausted life. So the description is pretty bare bones here, but you can expect to do everything while lying down, build your own environments, and there are whimsical daily events. Alrighty then. Really though, the gameplay here does speak for itself.